I'm Kristen.
I'm Rachel.
And this is So I'm Watching Dawson's Creek, Season 1, Episode 7, Detention, which is just one large Breakfast Club ripoff. Okay, I'm gonna say this is not as terrible an episode as I remember from the last time I watched it.
Yeah,
I remember
it wasn't bad. It
being annoyed.
It is the staple. I feel like every teenage show does this.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely not wrong. So this is, though, our introduction to Monica Keena's Abby Morgan.
She is crazy putty.
Abby Morgan is a nutball. I cannot wait for you to see more Abby Morgan. She has a huge role to play in season 2.
She would be incredible as a PR person. This character.
Yes.
She would have her own firm so fast.
So she's only in one more episode of season 1, and then she's in, I guess, 12 episodes of season 2. I'm so excited. She and Jen really, it's like a Rubicon for Jen. Abby Morgan is like a desert she must cross. Like, it's very, like, the thing is like, season 1 Jen is, like, pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 Jen is really going through something.
Okay.
But she comes out the other side the best character on the show.
Okay.
For sure. So you're gonna have to endure some, like, shitty Jen shenanigans.
Cool. So a lot of belt biting. Just kind of like getting
You're gonna really have to bear down.
Okay.
And, like, and just get through it.
Okay.
I think it's one of those things, though, that's kind of necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jen has to have this relationship with Abby in order to become who she's supposed to be.
Mm.
But for this episode, we kind of start off watching all the characters. We, like, go through classes with all the characters. I did mention while we were watching that this, aside from the predatory nature of Tamara Jacobs, this begins the wide tradition of every single teacher on this show being literally god-awful. For anybody who has already watched this, who's watching us do this, you'll remember the teacher where Pacey reads that poem in season 2. It's so bad.
Oh.
Just the worst TV teacher. Worse than having an affair. Worse than sleeping with your student. It's so repulsive.
Is he just like, your parents don't love you and you're ugly and you can't read good?
No.
Oh.
Because Pacey's reading a poem for another student.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So
I think I know.
It's not about Pacey.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Regardless, we start off in this one because
Pacey basically like, are you reading something for some F word over there?
Not 100%, no. Although I think even in 1998 they couldn't say that on TV.
Yeah.
So
is this a bad word?
On the WB.
Yeah.
So we start off with, it's not Mr. Pickering. That's the teacher for Jen, but Joey is, like, doing a presentation about somebody and, like, having a harem.
Kang or something.
Yeah.
No, that's from Marvel. I don't really care. I don't know.
Well, regardless, somebody that had a harem, and he would choose from, like, one of 600 women per night. And there's these boys in the class who were like, sounds dope, huh?
600 chicks? Oh my god. What can you imagine? Well, so they could just have to be my servant, or they have to service me.
And the boys are like, clearly the women like it. And I'm like, being a member of a harem is perhaps a slightly elevated, like, station in society.
In that you're not rotting out on the street.
Yeah, but
you are being assaulted
every day.
Yeah.
Or, like, potentially assaulted every day. Regardless, they're truly horrible. And Joey is like, can I please get through my presentation? Because, again, she is very good at school.
Yeah, and the teacher is like, now, boys, after they all each say, like, whatever long, like, sexist diatribe that they're doing. And it's just like, tell these boys to shut the fuck up.
Well, and also, as if, I don't even remember his name. The one boy.
Grant.
Oh, yeah. Grant, I don't remember his last name, but he's like...
He has no last name.
He did.
Oh, well.
It's not on... But they called him by it regardless. But I'm like, as if you could service even one woman...
Exactly.
Appropriately.
Right. But you know what, though? We'll get there, but when Abby is talking about her reason why she's in detention, and it's just the most outlandish drugs and sex situation. And everyone's
an ecstasy
like, what?
orgy in the boys' locker room.
Yeah, but so I think back to high school, and I remember some of the things that people would tell me that they did, or like were around, or like with the rumors. And I'm like, I don't feel like that was real.
No.
But like in the moment, I'm just like, oh my God, like what are these kids doing and whatever? So like getting into their parents' pills, okay.
Sure.
But like
Southern Maryland?
Yeah.
We should be
There's
so lucky if you're
literally
just
nothing to do.
Getting into your parents' pills.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too, is like, because at parties there was one girl in our class, and I loved her to pieces. She was a really good friend. We've lost touch because I don't live there anymore. But I just remember there was this rumor that like at a party she was like giving her boyfriend a blowjob in the closet or the bedroom or something, and I just remember being like, "Is that bad?"
Yeah,
it's her boyfriend. Like, what's the?
Because that means she's a whore.
Even if it was
a whore.
First of all, it wasn't true. We all come to find out later, obviously. But second of all, I was like, what is her? It's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But I remember anytime like we would hear rumors of like a couple and like, you know, the girl getting finger blasted or whatever, and then it'd be like, oh, scandalous. But then it was like, I don't know, because we were like young, and I don't know, I was like still terrified of sex because, you know, I was told that like, you know, if a boy looks at you, you'll get pregnant.
You will get pregnant and die.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I got told that if I got knocked up, that my dad, if I wanted to have a baby, I had to tell my dad, and then he would duct tape 5-pound sacks of flour to both of my arms for 2 weeks straight, and that he would wake me up every hour on the hour so that I would know what it would be like to have a child.
That's not accurate.
No, I know, but it's just like the most insane shit like you could ever think of.
Well, also like if you want to have a baby, nobody wants to have a baby in high school.
He's thinking of those like kids that were on like Maury or Jenny Jones or whatever, who were like, I'm a slut, I'm a goth slut or whatever, which like now live your life, bitch. But like,
you could be a goth slut without wanting to get pregnant.
I know, but then there would also be these like teenagers, which I feel like they had to be paid actors or something, but they would come on and be like, I would have a baby because I could dress them cute, and then they would have like matching Timberlands or whatever, and like outfits, and I don't know. There were some girls that would say shit like that, but clearly there was something going on inside because they wanted someone to love them.
Of course.
So that's what he's thinking of. And I'm like, you could also just love me. I don't know.
Okay, that's the thing, because like there's so much, there's definitely big differences, but there's so much overlap between your dad and my dad, because that's like very samey kind of stuff, where you remember the first season of Girls?
Yeah.
Where Hannah was like, I don't know how you don't know how lucky you are that I'm your daughter.
Yeah.
And I would just sit there and be like, I could be a drug addict. I could be a drug addict. I could have gotten pregnant in high school. I could have flunked out of high school. I could have done so many things. And I was like, I made the honor roll every year. I got a full scholarship to college. Like, there's just like so many things that I'm like, but you still make me feel like garbage.
I was the best, the best daughter that you could have for the situation that we were in.
Right?
And all I ever got in trouble for was speeding, but it was because you all forced me to drive my youngest brother on the other side of the county and then drive me and my other brother the opposite way to take us to school. And that was after
was the middle school that way and the high school was weird. Because poor planning.
Because my mother wanted to live on the water, so she needed to move on the opposite side of the fucking county. So
and you guys didn't have a good rowboat to get
clearly not
across the river?
Clearly not. We were on opposite rivers. So like my dad and my stepmom live on one river and then my mom lives on another. So no one thought about us in that situation. And that was the stipulation for me to get a car, is I became the taxi. But so I'm just like, I was doing all this shit while also getting really good grades and also had a part-time job and was also a president of my theater troupe and doing all kinds of extracurriculars and doing a great job. But I got in trouble for speeding and lying sometimes. But the only time I would lie, it would be to make
about the speeding?
Yes. Yes. And then just to make situations not as bad.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
Unacceptable.
it could have been so much easier. Or like, I could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
And then it's just, which now I am their worst nightmare. I am a liberal person. So I am their worst nightmare.
You are what liberals wish America was.
Yes,
like.
I am. In my cat vest and my nose ring.
Yeah.
You can't see I got tattoos.
Everywhere.
I have sex. I haven't in a really long time. I know, but still.
It's the same because also it's like, but because then on the other end, because I think you had the same thing, because then it was always, well, we bought you a car and we bought you a phone. And I'm like,
we let you live here.
I straight up didn't ask for any of that.
I let you live here.
That's disgusting. I've been seeing so much stuff about that on TikTok that like, we let you live here. And it's like, that is literally your whole job.
I'm 11.
Your whole, yeah.
Where am I going?
Your whole job.
Yeah.
I didn't have so much that like we let you live here, but if I had wanted to keep living at home or if I had tried to move home after college, I would have had to pay rent.
Yeah, I did.
So I was like, I may as well.
I'm the only one. The boys didn't. I had to.
It's disgusting. I may as well pay rent to live with my friend.
Yeah.
As opposed, because her dad was paying for her, my friend's dad was paying for her rent. So I just like, I gave her $500 a month.
There you go.
And she basically pocketed that.
Good for her.
And I was like, you know what? You got it, Mina. Back to this episode. You don't have to listen to all of our trauma.
But don't you love it? You guys love it so much.
Sometimes I think, yeah.
This is a safe space.
So Joey gets detention because she totally punches out that guy in the lunch lane.
As she should have.
Because he is being truly disgusting.
He leans across and touches
her
to
hair.
Oh, no. And I screamed at that moment.
Horrible. If you'd like to watch along.
Yeah, there you go.
Patreon.com/soimwatching this show. And so she totally knocks him, like punches him in the dick or kicks him in the dick and then punches him in the face and throws her lunch tray at the other guy.
Incredible.
Which, thank God, because she was getting cafeteria fish sticks.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So that's why she gets detention. Jen gets detention because in her class, they are discussing, clearly Dr. Kevorkian, whether or not assisted suicide is moral or ethical or legal. It's not legal, except in Oregon, I think, is the only state it's still allowed in, and like Switzerland. I'm on Jen's side.
Same.
It should be legal. It's not immoral or unethical. I think it is good.
Yeah.
And if you know that you are terminally ill, there is nothing that is going to be able to help you before the end of your diagnosis, you should be able to die.
Yeah, because why should you have to sit and feel yourself rot?
And just suffer.
Yeah. I no, just send me to the spa and just put me to sleep.
Yeah. Much better. So she is sort of arguing and fighting with the teacher, and she finally says, bitch, life's a bitch. And so she's being combative with him, and he is being a very, like, life is God's greatest gift or some fucking horse shit. And so that's why she gets detention. Dawson gets detention because Pacey is calling him Oompa Loompa, which the reason I don't remember why that means anything is because it doesn't fucking mean anything.
It's so dumb.
It's just, I found this hilarious blog, actually. I should see if I can find that blog again.
Well, and I said in the watch along, it's just he is the quintessential only child stereotype where he hasn't had anyone pick at him, so he doesn't know how to deal with people picking at him.
Yeah.
And while it's not fun, like, I don't like being picked at, but I also know that, like, when my brothers called me, like, smelly or something, which I don't even know that they did, or, like, called me stupid or called me a bitch, I'd be like, you okay? And then I would, like, hit them. So, you know.
Sure.
You just learn to deal with it.
I don't love getting teased about the fact that I'm not great at making batch cocktails, but I did get everybody absolutely shit-faced that time.
Listen, I don't make fun of you. It is one of my favorite memories ever. And you can always do batch cocktails because I know I'm in for a great ride.
I made really intense margaritas the first year she moved here. So basically I found this hilarious blog because I was trying to remember why the Oompa Loompa thing is even a thing, like why that is a Dawson nickname. And there's no real consensus. But this blog called upallafternoon.com says, Dawson explains to Pacey that being called Oompa Loompa reminds him of his own shortcomings and that he is in fact all bound up because Jen won't touch his penis, which is hilarious to me and seems true.
I just would have so many questions. I did. I was like, was he really short for his age and extremely jaundiced?
I don't think there is like a more explanation.
So weird.
Is the thing, which is so bizarre.
Like my torture nickname, if you will, in middle school was Mustache Girl. And that like really bothered me. Like my lip hair was a little bit darker because I'm like Italian.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that bad, but like till the point where I got this shit lasered off last year, I did not like to wear lipstick because it would draw attention to my lip. And it became a point of like
insecurity.
Thank you. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for myself. But like, I just kind of kept that to myself or whatever. And I just was like, middle school kids are terrible, but and then I fixed it and I got it lasered for free. I manifested that. And now I wear lipstick. And it's fine.
I don't know. It seems very silly. So anyway, Pacey is like picking at him and he throws a basketball at his face and breaks Pacey's nose, which only gives Pacey everything he wanted because all of the cheerleaders rush to comfort him. But then Pacey gets detention because
he got a boner.
While the cheerleaders were helping him, he got a boner and he went to the bathroom to relieve the tension, his words, and the coach came in and caught him. First of all, I think it's mean that a 15-year-old got punished for having a boner at school.
Yeah.
Second of all, I can't believe Pacey is the only boy to ever masturbate at school.
I just thought they did that.
Me too. Like,
they just went to the bathroom and they were just saying they were like pooping or whatever, but like they just like did it.
They have to have been. And also like the boys basketball coach,
yeah, I don't know,
was to be like, oh,
right, because that feels very like afternoon special thing where it's like, come over here, son.
Don't do it at school anymore, but I understand.
Don't walk the dog at school. And I love that phrase has never come up again, even though they talked about jerking off so much in this episode. But I don't know. I just really thought boys just did that.
Yeah,
not like all the time, but like, I don't know, they're fucking full of sperm and pimples. So at this age,
it's true.
Just remember, 15 years old.
Yeah. And so then I think Abby is the only one left, and she again claims that she had an ecstasy orgy in the boys' locker room, but really she had excessive tardies. And so the whole episode is just a Breakfast Club thing. They do like a truth or dare. And so Jen and Pacey kiss for 10 seconds and Dawson is throwing a little shit fit. And then Dawson and Joey kiss for 15 seconds and still nobody knows that she's in love with him, hard in love with him.
I don't get it.
Abby has to say it out loud when
it out loud.
When the boys are having their like basketball rematch during detention. And so then Jen is like, oh, gasp. And then Dawson still doesn't know until the end when he forces Joey to say it out loud again.
But she still doesn't.
She still doesn't.
She just keeps running her hands through her hair, crying about how she's so lonely. And she's like, I can't. If I say it, whatever. And I'm just like, you're saying it, though.
It's truly dumb.
It's so weird.
Mrs. Tringle, the librarian, also is awful. She's watching Days of Our Lives the whole time, and then after they sneak out and they come back in, she just like dumps over a Dewey Decimal card tray for them to like put all back in order, and it takes them like the rest of the day. It's a lot.
Whatever.
Yeah. Mr. Pickering is the one that argued with Jen about the assisted suicide. But again, that's basically it. Abby kind of blows up everything for everybody.
Just walking around going
with her crazy eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that. It's
walking
very
around with her lipstick. Like
the thing is like in the bathroom, the way she's holding it is so weird, and I just wish it was a cigarette.
Yeah.
I just wish she was smoking in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It would be better. But yeah, we kind of blow up some stuff. Joey and Jen are in a like really weird thing again. This is one of those episodes that I don't think it did, but I kind of feel like it aired out of order because Jen and Joey have been okay for like a handful of episodes now. And so it's weird that they're picking at each other again.
Mhm.
And Jen very rightfully is like, all I've been trying to do is be your friend.
Yeah.
But then Abby, that's what Abby is like. She's obviously in love with Dawson. How are you so stupid?
Yeah, and then Dre was like, you're just so nice. It just
Yeah.
would be easier to hate you if you were a wench.
Yeah. She gets
You can just like her. It's
she gets
fine.
wenchy in season 2.
Eh.
She and Abby really do a dance.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is largely it. After, you know, it's just like, you know, except they're all already friends for the most part. So
Yeah.
it's like after the Breakfast Club, it's, you know, but we've had all these revelations.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we had the very obvious Mighty Ducks reference that you hate so much.
I don't like it.
It didn't bother me.
I don't like it because I wish that someone else had said it.
Mm.
Like if it weren't Joshua Jackson being like, he's in those duck movies. I love those. You're in those duck movies. I don't like it. And also, they were very rude about the cast.
They really were. They're like, basically, they were like, those wash-ups, they're not doing anything with their lives.
Well, he was like, Molly Ringwald aged out of the like ingenue thing. And I was like, well, yeah, but like she gigs hard on Broadway.
Yeah.
And
She's
also,
working.
she is Mary Andrews on Riverdale. You watch your fucking mouth.
Mm-hmm. Get your name, or get her name. I've messed it up.
Yeah,
I cannot even
it's good.
follow
You're
it.
good. You're good. But they said something mean about Ally Sheehan, and then he called Anthony Michael Hall fat. He had some kind of thyroid issue, and I was like, whoa, dude, maybe he just wasn't 15 anymore.
He's the worst.
Unacceptable. Also, like, all of them are doing okay.
Yeah, so shut up.
All of
15-year-old.
All of the Breakfast Clubbers.
Yeah.
It's every single property because it's Judd Nelson for me. It's John Bender. That's it. I don't want Emilio Estevez.
Mm-mm.
I want Judd Nelson.
Yeah.
I got that coat. Last year. That's my John Bender coat.
Oh, yeah.
It looks amazing on me. But yeah, so that is, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think none of them deserve detention.
No.
Joey deserves a ribbon.
Yeah, she does.
Like a medal.
Yep, then throw a parade in her honor.
As does Jen, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You need to push back against teachers. And if the teacher says something, any one word about God, you should report them to the school board.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't have those conversations then if you're not willing to have a debate.
Well, he also like it was like borderline. I feel like if she hadn't been blonde, he was about to say some racial and religious slurs.
Probably
Because he just kept on saying like New York attitude.
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
yeah, very
this isn't Times Square or like that New York sense of humor kind of shit. And I'm just like, you need to watch yourself.
You need to get a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You fucking wet mop.
New York or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Any sense of humor will do.
Well, and then because I'm petty, I probably walked out of class be going like, a New York state of mind. And then that just would be forever.
Just Fosse fits your way out of
Rotten eggs.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, hopefully you liked this weird ass episode.
Yeah.
Of this show.
Mm.
So yeah, that was Detention. We will be back shortly with episode 8. Let us know what you think. Like and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Rotten eggs.